It is on to London. Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. APW Sports signing in for another Chicago Bears preview. And this week, in week 6 of the season, the Bears are in London, sitting at 3-2 on the season, to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars, who sit at 1-4. It sucks that it's going to be an early morning start time for us in that Chicago time zone, 8:30 in the morning, which actually sucks a little bit, I'm not going to lie, but it is what it is. It's Bears football, so it's time for me to preview what I think of this game, how I think this game will come out. It is time to talk about all the things into this Jacksonville Jaguars matchup with the Chicago Bears. So without further ado, let's dive into it. We're going to talk about the Chicago Bears offense against the Jacksonville Jaguars defense. Opposite of the Rams, opposite of the Panthers, and even the Colts back in week 3, the Jacksonville Jaguars pose a different threat to the Bears that they have not seen, which is a run defense that ranks 8th. The Bears' strength the last 2 wins have been running the football effectively with Swift, running the football effectively with Roschon Johnson. I will be honest, it might be a little bit of tough sledding against this Jacksonville Jaguars defensive front, which is a very capable and solid defensive front. Whether it's Josh Allen, Davon Hamilton, whether it's Eric Armstead, Trayvon Walker, Roy Robertson-Harris has made some play, former Bear. This defensive front, even with the linebacker core of Lloyd at that middle linebacker position, this Jacksonville Jaguars defense has been particularly stout against the run, and that is kind of where the Bears have had success the last 2 weeks. But the one thing that the Jaguars defense is dead last against the pass. I come into this game, I'm not gonna be shocked if the Bears try to throw the football maybe a little bit more than they have in weeks past, but I'm still looking for them to try to set things up off of the running game. Now, will it be as successful as we had the past 2 weeks? I'm not anticipating so, as far as some of those big games, as far as some of those big long runs, especially early in the ball game. I'm probably looking to try to see those later. If Shane Waldron, the offensive coordinator, particularly sticks to running the football to try to, number one, take less pressure off of Caleb, especially if you're going up against a very stout run defense. Even though the pass defense is good, I still think a good running game, an effective running game, is going to help set up some of that play action pass, some of those bootlegs, and set the Bears up in some of those short third down situations that they need to be in. And third down has not been particularly great with the Chicago Bears offense. They've struggled on third down. Even last week, they kind of had a few issues converting on third down. They really had some real struggles on third down against the Los Angeles Rams 2 weeks ago. I think even with the stout run defense that the Jaguars possess, running the football, I think, is still going to be key. Now, this offensive line does have a questionable Tevin Jenkins, but Matt Pryor, since stepping in, has played some really solid football in the interior. They have been a lot better in pass protection, especially last week, only allowing 1 sack. Now, I think a lot of that is, number one, offensive line did play well, but Caleb actually started to get out of the pocket and take some of those runs a little bit, especially when teams are playing man coverage. And speaking of Caleb, I want to see continued growth in a football game like this, especially in a game where they're going up against a good run defense. They're not particularly strong against the pass. Actually, they're actually weak against the pass. So I'm kind of expecting a little bit more holes as far as the Jaguars defense, maybe a little bit more explosive plays in the passing game, especially with the weapons all healthy, especially with Caleb starting to develop and play better and better as each week goes along. Cole Kmet, I expect him to be a bit more involved, as well as Everett, because I've always said a young quarterback's best friend is a tight end or a back at the backfield as Swift has been these past 2 weeks. I think they're going to have to play complementary offensively, as in, even though the running game, I don't see it being number-wise as successful as it's been the past 2 weeks. I'm still looking to it to set up some of those plays, get some of those third downs situations, and try to take more explosive plays, which the Bears have been a little bit, I'm not going to say bottom of it as far as explosive plays go, but the Bears have been kind of meticulous as far as moving the ball down the field, getting some of those long extended drives. I might be expecting a little bit less extended drives and probably a little bit more of them trying to take the big play, maybe in a game like this against the pass defense that has just been, let's just say, awful throughout the course of this season. So a running game I still think will be needed, but I'm expected to see more of deep shots, more some of those throws that are deeper down the field.
Today's video is brought to you by ExpressVPN. For me, it is very important to have a VPN to protect my online privacy. It'd be very, very creepy if there was someone out there who kept a log of every single thing that you did online. So why let your internet provider really do that to you online? The best thing to do is to get yourself a VPN, and why not go with ExpressVPN, the best VPN available. Personally, I like it for the fact that you can unlock Netflix shows that you do not get in the US market. Now, one show that I've started to get myself into is Brooklyn Nine-Nine. You search Brooklyn Nine-Nine in the US, doesn't come up, but you can switch your location to Canada and you can research Brooklyn Nine-Nine again, and bam, it pops up right then and there, and you can catch up on your episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Now, if you click the link in the description below, you will get 3 free months of ExpressVPN. Just by clicking the link below and you sign up today, you will get 3 months free of ExpressVPN. All you have to do is click the link down below and you will get ExpressVPN. Now, let's just get back to the video.
All right, so we're now talking about the Chicago Bears defense going up against the Jaguars offense, who has some injuries, whether it's Trevor, Etienne, even though Tanks Bigsby played a very good game last week against the Colts. Evan Ingram out, having dealing with some questionable. Gabe Davis at this point is questionable. And they're going up against the Bears defense that will be without Jaquan Brisker due to the concussion protocol. And we've seen the last 2 weeks, Jaquan Brisker has played a big part within the Bears defense that honestly has one of the top-ranked passing defenses in the league, as they sit at 6th against the pass. Now, one thing the Jaguars did successfully, like I said last week, is run the football. And if you had any weakness of this Bears defense, that has been stopping the run. They've had a few issues last week against Carolina stopping the run. Kyron Williams had a successful day against them. Jonathan Taylor, back against the Indianapolis Colts, had a very good day against this Bears defensive front running the football. And this is a defensive front that will be without rotational piece Zach Pickens in the lineup again. And Terrell Smith as well, the depth piece in that secondary, is also out. And Kyler Gordon coming into this game questionable, which I've loved what Kyler Gordon has been doing in that nickel position for the Chicago Bears defense. Now, one thing that I want to see a little bit from this Bears defense is ability to get after the quarterback, maybe a little bit better with the front four, whether it's Sweat, even though Sweat's impact we've seen is just meaningful to this Bears defense, maybe get home a little bit more. I absolutely love what I've seen from Dexter. You're going up against the Jaguars offensively that honestly just haven't been a good offense, where we're talking about 20th as a passing offense. They have been successful running the football, which we seen last week against the Indianapolis Colts, where they ran the football very well with Tank Bigsby. Trevor Lawrence, and for the Jaguars to win this game, they are going to have Trevor Lawrence to play better. But Kyler Gordon being questionable does hurt, and Jaquan Brisker being out really hurts this Bears defense that, to be honest, as a unit, has been probably the best secondary that we have in the NFL, led by corner Jaylon Johnson, who I think is top 3 corner. Tyreek Stevenson plays some really solid football. And then we're talking about the Bears defensive packs of linebackers, and we're talking about Edwards and Edmunds, who have been extremely good. In Sanborn, when he's been in the ball game, we see him flying around the football field and making plays for Matt Eberflus and Eric Washington's defense. So I think a key for this Bears defense is they have to be better against the run, especially with a Jaguars team that has been very effective running the football, whether it's been Travis Etienne, which he's questionable coming into this ball game, Tank Bigsby last week, who had a very successful day against the Indianapolis Colts. So I kind of want to see the Bears be more stout up front, and I'm looking for them to try to be more stout because I'm expecting the Jacksonville Jaguars to actually try to run the football successfully to set up what they want to do with Doug Peterson in that offense with Trevor Lawrence. Even though Trevor Lawrence has had his struggles this season, I still would like to see this Bears defense create some turnovers, and I still would like to see this Bears defense kind of get after them. Now, Trevor Lawrence is a little bit different from Andy Dalton. Is a little bit different from Matthew Stafford. He has the ability to take off and run. So I think the linebackers kind of staying in position, keeping their eyes a bit on Trevor Lawrence is going to be key because of his mobility. He can extend plays. He can make some tough yards outside of the pocket on scramble drills. So I think it's going to be very important for the Bears to, number one, try to get some pressure on Trevor Lawrence without having to blitz, so you can have some defenders in that back end to kind of keep an eye on him and kind of slow down some of that mobility that he can use to his advantage as far as getting out of the pocket, taking some plays that may not be good in coverage, and getting maybe 4 to 5 yards out of those plays can be very key in sustaining drives for the Jacksonville Jaguars offensively. I think getting home as a front four will be, I think, a huge key into slowing down this Jacksonville Jaguars offense, and being better against the run also will be a big key. And it sucks that Brisker is going to be out. I really hate that because he's been playing some really excellent football, especially these past 2 weeks for the Bears defense, whether it's been making stops and creating some turnovers, interceptions. He's been playing marvelous football, and sucks he's going to be out. But with all that said, I am going to pick the Chicago Bears to win this game, and I'm picking a score of 24-13. And I'm picking a little bit of a wider margin than what I would typically go with, and this is why. Number one, I think Caleb Williams can come out and probably have his best game efficiently. And I'm not talking about just on the stat sheet, whether it's pushing the ball down the field, completion percentage, and getting some of those big-time plays against the pass defense that just is dead last. I still expect the Bears to try to come out and run the football effectively. Maybe not statistical-wise as good, but it's effective. And I'm also expecting this Bears defense to create turnovers with their secondary, despite Jaquan Brisker being out and Elijah Hicks having to take over in that spot. I'm still expecting this Bears defense to be very physical, get after Lawrence, slow down this offense, maybe the running game, slow down just a tad to where it's not effective. They may be still getting yards because the Bears honestly have kind of struggled a little bit against the run. So I'm still expecting Jaguars to be somewhat effective, but I'm not going to say fully effective to where it could change the ball game for them and win it. So I'm expecting Bears turnovers. I'm expecting the Bears to run the football effectively. I'm expecting a little bit more big plays from this Bears offense. And this is why I see them winning this game in London 24-13 to get them to 4-2 and heading into the bye week. But those are my thoughts. That's my picks and predictions for this game. Leave you guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Bear down. Peace.